Greetings all. Why is the Emperor not able to recover from his wounds if he is a Perpetual? Warhammer 40,000 is a universe steeped in epic tales of valor, betrayal and cosmic struggle. Central to its mythos is the figure of the Emperor of mankind, a being of unparalleled power and ambition. Despite being a Perpetual, why is he still not recovered? Known as a Perpetual, a person who cannot die permanently, the Emperor's journey through the millennia is marked by astonishing feats and profound sacrifice. Yet despite his nature as a Perpetual, the Emperor is confined to the Golden Throne in a state of near death, incapable of fully regenerating. How can the Emperor be a Perpetual, one who should be theoretically regenerating from grievous injuries, yet remains effectively dying and immobilized, reliant on the arcane energies of the Golden Throne and the Astronomican to sustain his existence? This analysis delves deeply into this paradox, exploring the nature of the Emperor's wounds, the cosmic machinations of chaos, and the function of the Golden Throne, the limits of its regenerative powers. To understand why the Emperor cannot regenerate fully despite being a Perpetual, it is essential to first grasp what it means to be a Perpetual within the Warhammer 40K verse. Perpetuals are rare individuals whose bodies and souls are intertwined with the continuous cycle of life and death in such a way that when they are mortally wounded, they experience a process of regeneration that effectively revives them, often stronger than before. The Emperor himself is widely accepted to be the first and most powerful of these beings, a product of ancient psychic manipulations and evolutionary leaps designed to shepherd humanity towards a transcendent apex. Unlike ordinary mortals who face death as an absolute end, Perpetuals defy this finality. They die, but their cells and essence undergo a profound process of renewal. The Emperor demonstrated this early in his history during countless battles. However, contrary to the expectations for such an entity, the Emperor is unable to revive himself after being mortally wounded in the disastrous climax of the Horus Heresy, effectively anchoring him in a state of near death on the Golden Throne. The pivotal moment that disrupted the Emperor's regenerative cycle occurred during the Horus Heresy, a galaxy-spanning civil war ripped apart by chaos. Horus Lupercal, the favoured son turned traitor warmaster, inflicted wounds upon the Emperor that were not merely physical injuries but existential ruptures. These wounds, often referred to as the Horus wounds, go beyond the scope of ordinary damage. They pierced the Emperor deeply, shattering both his body and spirit. Unlike a conventional injury, which a Perpetual could heal and regenerate from given enough time, these wounds were imbued with the malign power of chaos and the result of focused, overwhelming betrayal. The Emperor was struck down in a duel with Horus aboard the Vengeful Spirit, where both combatants unleashed titanic psychic and martial power. Though the Emperor succeeded in slaying Horus, the injuries he sustained were devastating and left his physical form in tatters. From this moment onward, the Emperor's ability to regenerate was gravely compromised. His wounds did not simply heal of their own accord. Instead, they required the continuous energies of the Golden Throne, a vast psychic apparatus designed to support his ravaged body and channel his immense power. The Golden Throne is not merely a seat of honour, it is a complex and brutal life support system. Situated in the Imperial Palace on Terra, it functions as a psychic amplifier, a containment field, and a vital sustainer of the Emperor's shattered form. The Golden Throne is powered by the sacrifices of thousands of psykers daily, which fuel its arcane energies and maintain the Emperor's tenuous grip on existence. The Emperor's mind remains active on some level, guiding the Imperium through the Astronomican, a psychic beacon vital for interstellar navigation. However, his corporeal body is effectively immobilized, his wounds impoverishing him to the point where natural regeneration is impossible. The throne constantly channels energies to stave off death, preventing his body from completely succumbing to the injuries inflicted by Horus. This dependence on the external apparatus highlights one of the crucial reasons why the Emperor can no longer regenerate. His physical form is irreparably damaged beyond the limits of conventional Perpetual healing. Instead, the Golden Throne acts as a battery sustaining a dying god, forever suspended between life and death. An essential dimension to this problem lies in the intervention of chaos itself. The forces of chaos are antithetical to perpetual life cycles. Where a Perpetual thrives on the cycle of death and rebirth, chaos seeks corruption, destruction, and annihilation of that cycle's natural progression. Horus's rebellion was not just a political or military coup, but the manifestation of Chaos's most substantial assault upon humanity's destiny. Through the concentrated influence of the Chaos gods and their agents, the Emperor was not just physically wounded, but spiritually and metaphysically shattered. This kind of damage disrupts the very foundation of his perpetual nature. His soul and life force were rent away in a way that normal perpetual regenerative abilities could not heal. Moreover, the unending psychic onslaught and ceaseless assaults from the warp create a hostile environment that prevents restoration. The constant struggle against the destructive influence of chaos further impedes any natural healing, funneling the Emperor's remaining power into maintaining the Astronomican and stabilizing the Imperium rather than allowing regeneration and physical restoration. While Perpetuals generally can die and regenerate, the Emperor's condition reflects a unique, singular case given his cosmic role and the nature of his wounds. The regenerative ability of Perpetuals is often a relatively stable life force and soul integrity. The Emperor's injuries are complicated by his psychic burden. His near godlike mind channels the Astronomican and holds the Imperial Psycho network together. One may conceptualize the Emperor's current state as akin to a form of suspended animation, or perhaps more accurately, a liminal state between life and death. His body is too damaged for natural healing, but his mind and soul are too critical to be extinguished. The Golden Throne provides a bridge to sustain this condition. Furthermore, the warp and the entities dwelling within it mean his existence is perpetually under siege. He cannot afford the time and peace necessary for natural perpetual regeneration. Each moment of survival is brought by sacrifice and psychic effort. Additionally, if the Emperor were to fully regenerate or revive, it might carry catastrophic consequences. His resurrection could disrupt the balance the Imperium currently maintains through the Golden Throne and the Astronomican. Should the Emperor fully awaken, his psychic presence might shift the warp's delicate equilibrium, inviting renewed chaos interference or destabilizing the fragile order of the Imperium. His mind, though powerful, has been shaped and limited by his current state, and any attempt at full revival could unleash uncontrolled psychic storms or exterminate vast numbers of loyal servants who depend on his influence. In summation, the Emperor's inability to regenerate despite being a perpetual is a complex interplay of extraordinary circumstances: the catastrophic Horus wounds, corruption by chaos, the necessity of sustaining the Imperium's Astronomican, and the limits of perpetual biology when subjected to metaphysical ruin. His existence atop the Golden Throne is a testament to sacrifice, a god-king caught in the liminal space between death and eternal vigilance. It is a deep, poignant irony that the greatest perpetual, the first and most potent of his kind, cannot regenerate and revive because his destiny is no longer private or individual. Instead, it is a perpetual sacrifice for all of humanity, a living deity whose death would mark the end of hope in the grim darkness of the far future. As Marneus Calgar, chapter master of the Ultramarines, poignantly states, "He who stands on the brink of death yet does not fall is the embodiment of eternal will." The Emperor therefore remains alive in death, dying yet eternal, a beacon flickering on the edge of oblivion for the salvation of all mankind. This profound condition encapsulates one of the grim truisms of the Warhammer 40K mythos. In a universe where war is eternal, even immortality is bound by sacrifice and the corrosive effects of cosmic malevolence. The Emperor's plight is a stark reminder that some wounds, especially those inflicted in the crucible of betrayal by chaos, transcend the boundaries of regeneration, locking the mightiest being in a perpetual state of decay and revival, teetering on the edges of dying forever. This archive has now been fully decoded. Continue your journey into the librarium with the video displayed on screen. The vast wealth of the archives continues to reveal new knowledge of the dark history of the 40K verse. In the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war.